Right, welcome to episode 3 of What's the Topic. I'm your host, Matt, better known as Just Reviews. With me, as always, is my co-host, Luke.
How's it going, guys?
So, as always, we're going to be talking the week's news and then talk a bigger topic. So, today's topic is going to be the future of the MCU. Before that, we're also going to go through all the news this week. So, first bit of news is the Uncharted film, which is starring Tom Holland, is going into production finally today. Did you ever play the Uncharted?
Never played any of the Uncharted games ever.
I played one, Uncharted 2, 3.
Yeah.
On them, apparently they're really good games.
Yeah.
But then obviously there's always that thing. There's never been a good video game film.
Very true.
Yeah. Well, they say that like.
Can you think of one actually? That's a good point actually.
The Pikachu game, the Pikachu film with Ryan Reynolds. So that counts.
No.
Apparently that's all right.
No.
The Angry Birds films, they're okay. They count.
No, good point. There has never been a good good video game movie. Assassin's Creed.
God, that's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because Tom Holland's doing a lot of work now. He's going to be in a film called Cherry, directed by the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
And that's like a really weird film for him to do. It's about a soldier who has PTSD, gets hooked on opiates, or whatever you call them, opioids.
Yeah, like opium type thing. Yeah.
And he robs banks to feed the addiction.
Mate, that'd be great. If he does well in that, that's broaden his acting career, isn't it? Like, you know. He's not going to be known as the little nerdy Spider-Man kid anymore. Like, yeah.
He's going to be in a World War II thriller with Sebastian Stan as well. So
Wicked.
So he's doing a lot.
I think he's a great actor. I really, really like him.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see him do like some different stuff.
Broaden his horizons.
Yeah, well, he says he wants to go for an Oscar. That's what he wants in 10 years.
Jeez.
Whether he ever makes that.
Good luck to the kid.
Next bit of news. Aldrin Ironhitch, who played Solo in the Solo film, he has said he's heard some stuff about a return, but nothing concrete. He's actually gone from the public eye. He's not been in anything since then. That film came out 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You never saw Solo, did you?
No, I've seen it.
You've seen it now. You've seen it.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It wasn't awful, but it wasn't good. That middle ground.
It's really weirdly lit. Have you noticed that? It's like really dark. And I guess that was like from all the reshoots they did. Apparently, I think
wasn't really paying attention. No, honestly, I can't actually remember. To be honest, I wasn't really paying attention.
It's a pretty forgettable film.
Yeah. All I remember about that film was at the end when Darth Maul makes an appearance.
Do you think it's funny he lights his lightsaber? Why did he need to do that?
Intimidation, mate.
Well, he just got it and he like waved it around a little bit, and then it cut all out.
It's like trying to intimidate someone. You've got a gun in your pocket and you just show it.
Yeah, but wouldn't his love interest know who he was anyway?
I guess so.
So why did it matter?
I don't know.
But like, do you want to see the Solo story continued?
It's done, isn't it? It's done. I don't see that happening. I reckon that there's been nothing official from any studio, has there? From Disney or anything.
No, there's always little murmurs.
They
might do like a TV series. That's the big murmur, like a Disney Plus series.
It completely bombed. Yeah, there's no way they're going to invest that money in there again. It completely bombed.
But that's why I'm saying they'll do like a TV series. Yeah. But there's just no need for the story.
No one wants it. Was anyone really asking for a Solo film originally?
There was a hashtag called #MakeSolo2Happen.
Seriously?
Yes. Wow. I think, but that came like right after the Snyder Cut then got released. They said they'll do it. So fans were pushing their luck, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I just can't see the point.
No, what's the point? It's done.
Yeah.
We need to move on from that now.
I think they need to move on from that whole era of Star Wars.
Of course.
Just move somewhere else now.
100%. Well, apart from the whole Obi-Wan situation, when that's done, it's time to move on and start something fresh. New characters, original stuff.
They should go forward in time or even backwards in time.
Yeah.
But go like a big chunk of time. Like thousands of years. So it's like, well, there's no separate thing. It doesn't matter where you get to.
Yeah.
You don't know what's happening to these characters.
100%.
Like an old Star Wars Old Republic.
Old Republic, yeah. That's what I'm crying out for.
Yeah. Chio Hodori Koka has spoken about Luke Cage. He was the showrunner for the first series. Because we both liked the first series of Luke Cage.
We liked it up to a point. Well, I liked it up to a point.
Obviously, when Cottonmouth died, the first 7 episodes. But a fan actually said on Twitter, didn't even at him, he must have been searching through, said, have you ever seen a show shoot itself in the foot more than Luke Cage after 7 episodes? Because they killed off their big baddie. Mm-hmm. He said they only had him the 7 episodes. That was his one thing. He said, I'm only doing 7.
Really?
I'm not doing any more. Well, he's a big actor now. What's his name? Mahershala Ali. I wouldn't want to try and pronounce his name. Well, he won an Oscar that year, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Moonlight. Then a year or two later, won another for Green Book.
Well, Marvel should have taken note, and they should have stuck to an 8-episode,
Well,
arc for all their
Marvel
Marvel shows, rather than doing their 12 episodes. Because I think it's pretty safe to say, with the exception of possibly Daredevil season 1, they definitely were too long.
They're all too long.
There was too many filler episodes, and I think every single season you could pick out a few episodes where they're too long.
Oh yeah, there's so many. And Luke Cage Prime as well. The first 7 episodes are brilliant.
And then it just goes to shit. Yeah.
Who's the bad guy in that? Diamondback. That's the guy.
Is that his name? Diamondback.
And he puts on the. Do you remember he puts on like a big
suit? Fights from the street.
Yeah. The mob boss in it. No, Sean Bob Boss. She's a politician. She's Cottonmouth's sister, played by. Let's say Viola Davis.
I have no idea, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Was Viola? No, I don't know. She's good in it.
Did you watch season 2?
Half of it.
I never watched it.
It was alright. But the same you could say of all those shows, just a bit boring. It's just all the same thing, isn't it?
I couldn't get into that second. After they did the Defenders, I stopped watching.
I never watched Daredevil as well. I watched after.
Yeah, same. I watched Daredevil season 3. I never even watched Punisher season 2.
You watched season 1, didn't you?
Season 1 was incredible.
I didn't watch season 1.
Oh man, season 1 is very, very good. It's very good television. Very good.
Just a bit. I don't know. It's just all kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and I guess because they've stopped that and that's now officially not happening anymore, you sort of feel a bit it's wasting time watching it, don't you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. They're all once you've seen a couple of them, you've seen them all.
Trust me, Punisher is good. You should watch the first season. Of Punisher is worth a watch. Seriously.
Yeah, maybe I will.
You ain't watching that.
Yeah. And then carrying on Marvel Netflix, Vincent D'Onofrio has said he doesn't know if he'll return as Wilson Fisk or if Matt Cox will come back as Daredevil.
The greatest Marvel villain.
The greatest Marvel villain.
There is to be. There ever has been.
He was fantastic.
Oh God, I love him so much.
He was really good.
Wesley. I love him. I love him so much. That scene where in the first season you just slamming that geezer's door in the head in the door. Brilliant.
That is really good. But I said they should do for Spider-Man 3 bring in Daredevil.
I agree because he needs a solicitor. He needs a lawyer, doesn't he?
And they got no money.
Yeah.
And you can write in you can't use Tony's billions because that will arouse suspicion. Why has he got access to all the Tony's kit? So. Because if he's trying to fight it, say, I'm not Spider-Man, and he can't utilise all these great things, so he needs someone who'll do it pro bono. Daredevil's your guy, isn't he? Matt Cox your guy, and then you can introduce Wilson Fisk, maybe.
I've said with every Spider-Man film there has ever been that not having a Kingpin character is like this.
I'm sure they've never done a Kingpin.
It's so odd that they've never done him.
How many Spider-Man films we had now? 7, all in total. They've never done Kingpin.
Apart from obviously in Into the Spider-Verse. And he's class in it.
Well, yeah, if you can't, yeah, can't animate. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
and he's a good villain to have.
Great villain. I always remember him in the '90s show. Such a bloody good character. And did you ever watch the? Oh, it was so good. Such a good character. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him back in the MCU, but I just don't see it happening. There's no way you're going to see Vincent D'Onofrio just start pummeling on Tom Holland's Spider-Man. It's not going to happen, mate.
Because all those shows are separate from Kevin Feige. He's got no input on them, so he's probably very distant to bring them in. I think if you bring them in, you're very much muddying the waters and like what elements do you bring across, and then suddenly all your continuity's out the window. Because I think the only two parts of it you can bring across are Matt Cox's Daredevil and Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk. I don't want the guy who plays Foggy Nelson.
Mate, I'd very much like to have John Berthnell's Punisher in the MCU.
But what place does he have?
Exactly, this is the problem. I don't know where he would be in the MCU.
I think Kevin Feige understands how like the Punisher works. Like he knows he works as like R rating, and that has no place in his cinematic universe.
I agree with you, but when you think of the fact that they've got ideas for Blade, you think the idea of Punisher couldn't be so far fetched.
Oh yeah, there's a good point. I wonder what they will do.
Street level in New York, it could happen if they're going to make a PG-13 Blade. Then they can surely make a PG-13 Punisher.
I think, I guess they are making a PG-13 Blade.
Yeah,
it's interesting though. I don't know. I just think he's going to draw a line completely under it and just move on from it. I think they're kind of done. They did say because when Iron Fist first got cancelled, they said he will return in some way.
Yeah,
hinting that something was on the horizon. But ever since, I mean, that was about 2 years ago now. They've not said a word, have
I
they?
wonder if they originally had plans for it to link in with the MCU, because obviously in the first season of Daredevil, you get all the mention of the what do they refer to it as?
It's like
They had all the newspaper articles, didn't they?
It's not like the event. It's like I don't know, it's like the event
or
something like that.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, because Vincent D'Onofrio said he did once say when he first did it that he understood what like the roadmap was to going into the MCU. And obviously, I think everyone thought that by the time of Endgame, that was then when it was all going to merge, but never happened.
No.
I guess because the viewership on those shows basically tanked, didn't it? No one was interested.
Yeah.
By the end, so
yeah.
no point. Tenet, Christopher Nolan's new film. It looks pretty unlikely it's going to get released in August 2020. It needs to make, this is a rumour, it needs to make $800 million to break even, which is a lot of money for an original film to make, and especially that we just checked, didn't we? Christopher Nolan's managed that 3 times, I think we said, and 2 of those were Dark Knight films. So only, I think it was Inception, I said, made the money.
I think Inception.
Yeah, Inception was the only one that's got 830. So that, especially it's obviously at the times we're living in right now, such uncertainty. Like they're not going to risk that this is the first release, because it's just not. The first few releases aren't going to do well. It's going to be small budget films that don't need to make a lot. Not a $200 million original film, which is probably Warner Brothers' biggest risk they've ever taken.
They're going to struggle.
I think they'd struggle anyway.
Yeah.
Especially with an original film.
It's very niche as well. Do you know what I mean by that? Like, you see a trailer of Christopher Nolan. If you're a Christopher Nolan fan, you're like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But if someone who wasn't a film fan per se and wasn't aware of Christopher Nolan, do you think that trailer would really, sink them into going to watch it? Yeah, I mean, it's very much an event when he releases films, but obviously, is there that fan base that's ready for him? I don't think there's enough. I don't agree. I don't think there's enough either. No. I think to a certain point, there's enough fan base that whatever Christopher Nolan film you're going to go see, I'll go see this. Even with something like Inception, which I think is a masterpiece, to someone who's not a movie fan, like obviously we are, a lot of times if I was to say to him, like, have you seen Inception? A lot of people have not. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a shame. It's a shame. But yeah, and as well, the thing is with Christopher Nolan as well is obviously his films tend to be very mind-boggling, very confusing in certain ways. Yeah. For the general movie audience, a trailer like what was just released for Tenet is not gonna... Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's it about? Like, exactly. I don't know what's it about. Exactly. It's like some time loop stuff, and there's guns on the floor, and they then spin into their hands. But like, also, But of course, we'd go and watch it, but the general audience would not be... But why would you? Why would you want? Of course, exactly that. You'd be like, well, I don't know what's about. There's a new Trolls film out, so I'll go watch that instead. Have you seen all the rumour? Well, it's obviously all rumours and speculation that it could possibly be a sequel to Inception. Yes, they. I think Leonardo DiCaprio said it's not. He said it's not. Yeah. Yeah, but he's not going to say it is it? Well, yeah, they're not going to kind of go, yeah, well done, good catch. That was the twist ending. Yeah, that was the major twist, and you got it. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if it is 800 million. I would imagine it's probably more near the 600 to 700 million dollars, because why would Warner Brothers go, he's always made box office successful films. Yeah. Never to this level with something original, and especially I can't think of many original films that make the $1 billion mark, except for say something like Avatar, which is like got like Avatar, Titanic. Don't know off the top of my head. Passion of Christ it's not original, is it? It didn't make a billion. Yeah, and then everything else is dominated by like MCU. I guess Star Wars kind of counts, but then that's a lot of it's sequels. So it's already based off something. No, you're right. It's a good point. You don't get, people don't want to see original films nowadays. It will flip again, but right now people just don't. So I think we'll be waiting a long time for that film. And you look at, say, like a film like Fast and Furious 9, they were clever in that they just booked a date next year. They just said, right, we're going to book that date. There we go. No one's going to challenge us. So that's the clever thing to do, instead of a lot of these studios keep pushing it, hoping everything will spin, instead of just going, right, 1 year in advance, let's just go from there. We're not getting a lot of films this year, are we? No, at the moment, what it looks like the Best Picture nomination will probably be filled with the Trolls film, that Bloodshot film with Vin Diesel that came out. What's your best film you've seen so far this year?
That's been released this year.
Yeah, released this year. Yeah.
God. Not seen many films being released yet. I've seen The Five Bloods.
Did you like it?
That was crap.
So that doesn't get it.
Birds of Prey. That was alright. Other films that have come out this year, I haven't seen any others. I wasn't going to go see Bloodshot. Look crap.
Nah, fuck that. No.
Yeah. Other than that, it's not been much. I can't think of what.
For me, so far, hands down, Invisible Man.
Oh yeah, that looks good. I really want to watch that.
Right. It's a really, really good film.
That does look good. I'm going to just quickly Google 2020 films released.
But I still need to watch the one I haven't seen, which I really, really want to watch. I've been dying to watch is the Gentleman.
Yes.
That was 2020, wasn't it?
Technically, it was. Yes. Yeah. Well, I've got a few of the films here.
Come on.
You've had Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah.
Which apparently is not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently that's all right. Got the new Grudge film.
Oh, I heard it was terrible. Yeah, I didn't
Doolittle.
I heard which that was terrible as well.
Yeah. We have to think, like, the only real dates that any films got released were January and February, which is usually the dumping ground for bad films, isn't it? Then you got, like, The Gentleman, Gretel and Hansel. Don't know what that is.
That is apparently okay. That Gretel and Hansel film. I've heard mixed things in it, but I've heard some the horror community is saying that's actually quite an alright film. Yeah. But like again, there isn't really anything.
Sonic.
No, there's nothing jumping out at you.
Birds of Prey. The Call of the Wild was the Harrison Ford film. On the Wood, which is apparently alright. Invisible Man, and then that's Bloodshot, and that's about it. Yeah. Everything else is
Invisible Man takes it for me. And apparently they're already in talks with Lee Whannell, the director, to do The Wolfman, because obviously the Universal want to extend their Universal Monsters universe, and apparently they've got Ryan Gosling to play the Wolfman.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they've cast him as like the Wolfman, and they got Lee Whannell to script it.
Well, they were going to do a cinematic universe with Tom Cruise as the Mummy.
Yeah, and then apparently as well they've been trying to fucking do this for years because they wanted to start with that Dracula Untold.
Yeah,
and then it bombed, and then they thought it started again with the Mummy, and they brought in Russell Crowe as like Dr. Jekyll, didn't they? Remember, and like the whole thing was just a joke. Like,
was a complete joke.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. The Kenobi series is saying Hayden Christensen will return. And it's not going to be... Obviously, at the time, the Kenobi series is set between Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Hayden Christensen's Darth Vader. So, a lot of people saying in what respects is he going to return in the suit, or is it going to be kind of like a haunting of him? He's playing on Kenobi's mind. And they're saying also it's not going to be a cameo. It's going to be a fully fledged role. He's going to have a proper role in the whole series. I mean, for me, it sounds pretty cool.
I'm very much up for that, yeah. Sounds cool. Really cool.
He's like a recluse now, isn't he? Pretty much.
Doesn't get any work, does he?
He just lives on a farm. He lives on his own farm.
What, because of all the hate the internet gave him?
I guess because he was a young actor, took this role, and like, I guess it's a lot for someone to do. And then he's getting hounded, and he just kind of, I guess he made his money and thought, what more do I want to do? Do I want to sit on a set for a year, and now people are really going to go through all my work really finely? He obviously got a lot of hate for Star Wars, and I don't think he's particularly good either.
Well, there's no point in beating around the bush, is there? He's not a good actor.
Got nominated for a Golden Globe once for a film.
For what?
I don't know. Apparently he's really good. A film I think it was right after Attack of the Clones. He was in a film.
Oh God, who gave him a job after Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
Was it his little sand speech that got everyone excited?
Yeah.
Sand.
I don't like sand.
Fucking hell. I don't know why we're sitting here saying he's a shit actor, but yet we want to see him in Obi-Wan, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt he's...
It'll bring back parts of my childhood, that nostalgia.
Yeah. I doubt he's particularly good at it. It's not like he's been refining his skill for the last 15 years, is he? He's done little bits and pieces, like B-movies. Did a film with Nicolas Cage.
My favourite Hayden Christensen cameo is when they redid that last part of Return of the Jedi at the end when he's standing above the fireplace.
Yeah, and his little head's floating on top of Sebastian Shaw's body. Which didn't make sense.
With a little smile,
Why is he young? Why would Luke see him as a young man? He never saw him as a young man. Why does Obi-Wan Kenobi be an old man?
Yeah, well, of course, it makes absolutely no sense.
And Yoda's an old man as well. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but I guess what are you going to do? Have him, like, Vader with his mask off, like, absolutely...
Well, no, he just saw... Because Sebastian Shaw played the face, and then he just got Sebastian Shaw, the actor, looking like an old man, which just made sense.
Yeah.
That just made sense. Oh, well, it doesn't
matter. We don't really want to talk. Just get into this. We
But
spoke Star Wars last week.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in the Kenobi film, Kenobi series.
Yeah.
Even. It's
They've got one of the directors from I can't remember her name, but she directed 1 or 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, and she's apparently on to direct every episode of Obi-Wan.
I know, the only female, there was 2 female directors. One of them was Bryce Dallas Howard. I can't remember the other one.
I can't actually remember, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Turn my phone off again. I can't look.
So it looks good. They're going to do a Bad Batch Clone Wars series. You've never watched Clone Wars, have you?
Never watched Clone Wars. Yeah. Never watched Rebels either.
I've watched a little bit of Clone Wars. The Bad Batch are like a group of clones who basically each one of them is kind of like they got their own kind of power. They've got like a deformity compared to all the rest of the clones. So like one's got like super strength, one's really intelligent, one's got like an amazing eyesight, and it's just going to be their adventures after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay,
they're not going to be bad clones killing Jedi, which I don't know. I'm not too interested.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen it. Yeah.
It's not an interesting thing, but they keep riding the coattails of Clone Wars because it was such a successful show. But for me,
do they have Clone Wars on Disney Plus, or is it just Rebels?
They got it all.
They got it all.
They did another series. They did a last series, and they put everything on there. In Clone Wars first series, don't need to watch.
Is there a way you should watch them, like continuity wise? Like,
oh yeah, they're all over the place.
Really?
They're all over the place.
No,
they're like, the idea of it is like 2-3 episodes for one particular story, and then it just moves to somewhere else. But like if you watch it chronologically, it's like the last episode of season 2 is the first episode you should watch chronologically.
Yeah.
But like you can look online, like what are the best arcs to watch, and those are kind of the ones I've watched. Okay. Like Darth Maul stuff.
Yeah, I've heard Darth Maul. I've actually seen that final scene where he finally confronts Obi-Wan.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's
really well done. That's Rebels.
Yeah.
With Clone Wars, there's stuff to watch, stuff not to watch.
Cool.
And what the good thing, it's like 2-3 episodes. Great,
cool.
Last bit of news, and then we'll go into the bigger topic, is Falcon and Winter Soldier is not on Disney Plus's August release, and we spoke about this either first episode, second episode, and then 2 to choose from. So it's not been put on their August release schedule, so it's not coming next month. Obviously, we said it's probably not going to come, because they're still doing reshoots. It's a massive shame, really. It's a proper massive shame. So no one really knows when this is coming. Yeah, which I'd like to see. Get to see Baron Zemo in the mask and everything.
Of course, man. I'm really looking forward to it, but it is what it is. We're just gonna have to wait.
I can't imagine it'd be that much longer. They only had like 9 days of shooting left.
I'm telling you, we're gonna have to watch Black Widow before we watch that.
Black Widow's coming out early November.
So I don't reckon we're gonna get this until December then.
Well, it's like we said, because if things work chronologically. And they, a lot of time they have a big plan for this MCU stuff. It's all very,
I don't reckon it will massively affect watching one before the other, but I think that was Kevin Feige's plan. Black Widow first, this second, and Kevin Feige is a man that sticks to his plan. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't see. Look, mate, we get Falcon Winter Soldier at Christmas time. We can watch it over Christmas. I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'll stick it out.
Yeah, but I bought bloody Disney Plus.
So did I.
In preparation. So I paid over the odds. It's a shame, but
just watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, I could watch that, I guess. Well, Mandalorian hopefully will come out soon.
Yeah.
That'll probably be end of the year or so.
Still going to get everything which you thought was coming out on a set date, even if it haven't changed the date yet, it ain't coming out on that date.
No, it's not.
It's not happening.
No, I agree. It's
the biggest blow for me. I know we discussed this last week. Was Halloween getting pushed back a year. For me, that was the big sucker punch to the stomach. Like,
but that's clever also from them, because it will be successful. Because I imagine that's finished. That must be near on finished. They must be just editing it down, cutting scenes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But they've obviously said, right, okay, well, let's just do next year. Let's just save a date. Let's let Candyman be our horror film this year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, talking of like horror films, what I was gutted got cancelled was the new Saw film with Chris Rock.
Oh, come on, man.
I am so interested.
Samuel Jackson?
Yeah. Are you not so interested in that?
I'm interested in it, but it's going to be terrible.
Oh, I'm so interested in what they're doing there.
There hasn't been a good Saw film since 2005, and that was Saw 2. I think that was 2005. Yeah.
Who knows?
We've waited 15 years for a good Saw film. They've all been shit after Saw 2.
Yeah, but they're always like B-level grade camera work, actors, editing. It was all like made like shoestring. And now suddenly you got like Chris Rock, Samuel L. Jackson, and the guys in The Social Network, the Asian fella who works with the Winklevosses. He's in it as well.
Okay.
So it's got like a really good cast who are like, they're not nobodies.
Is it Tobin Bell who plays Jigsaw in the original? Is he back in it?
I think he is.
He is, isn't he? Yeah.
But that's the thing, like, if you said Samuel L. Jackson, will you be in Saw 7? You'll go, no, why would I do that? But now suddenly all these actors are doing...
Mate, you say that, but Samuel Jackson has done a lot of shit in his time as well.
Yes, I know that.
He also did Snakes on a Plane.
Great stuff.
Motherfucking snakes.
It's just because it's written by Chris Rock, or it's like loads of ideas from him.
I've got a feeling it's going to be...
it probably will be bad.
I want it to be good, but I just reckon it's going to be shit.
But how it was... the trailer, it didn't look like B-grade stuff.
So it's called Spiral, isn't it?
Spiral from the Book of Saw.
That already that doesn't make any sense to me. What does From the Book of Saw mean?
I don't know. Well, you find out when it
Well,
comes out.
I guess I'm intrigued then, Chris Rock.
Yeah. Apparently, Chris Rock hasn't written it, but it's like all his ideas. And it's directed by the guy who did Jigsaw, the one before, which
was so good.
Who knows?
It was fucking terrible.
I think this it could be interesting, and the poster looked cool as well.
I guess
which is how I base all my film criticism.
What's your favourite movie poster of all time? Sorry, putting you on the spot, right?
Yeah. Why didn't you ask me this before?
Well, if you had to just pick one that just jumps into your head.
Empire Strikes Back jumps straight into my head.
Do you remember that poster before they did Phantom Menace, and it was that picture of Anakin walking, and then they had the shadow of Vader behind him?
Yeah.
Gives me goosebumps just thinking about how fucking good that is.
Yeah, well, shame about the film.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Sorry, go on. Moving on.
Well, that's all the news. We nip that in the bud. We've got a tight little bow there. What we need to do, we need to get theme songs.
We discussed this last week, and we still haven't.
Yeah, we can all then. Yeah, but it was only Monday we recorded the last one. Now it's Friday.
Very true. Very true.
Smash it all up into nice little pieces, and now really give a professional look to this show.
Very professional.
That's filmed in my living room. Recording my living room. Right. So we're talking about the future of the MCU. Obviously, the last film we got was Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah.
Obviously, that doesn't really tell us much about the future of the MCU. Obviously, everything changed since Endgame. There are 6 films that have been said to be going into production for Phase 4. They are Black Widow, The Eternals, Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings, a Spider-Man sequel, Thor: Love and Thunder, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, boy, that's what I'm waiting for. Sam Raimi, innit? Yeah.
What I would say most about this run of films, they're very cosmic, and I think that's kind of the way the MCU kind of wants to go more like cosmic stuff. So obviously they introduced Guardians of the Galaxy, which was the little dip in their toe in. They introduced the Nova Corps, which I never really picked up on, but they're saying they may do a Nova Corp film because Nova is a character in himself. Yeah. He's got powers. He's kind of like a Green Lantern. That's how I always see him as. Yeah. So I think they're going to go more cosmic. Also, you've got the Eternals. Yeah. Who are celestial beings who've been around since the dawn of time. Yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder. That'll be fairly. It's kind of cosmic, I guess. And then I said someone else, didn't I? Someone else. Another film will be Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. Will then introduce the multiverse and stuff like that. So I think they're going to introduce more like confusing elements. They're going to.
It's really interesting because obviously it's very evident by looking at the slate that they're going to go into that whole multiverse realm type thing.
I think so many like DC have even been looking into it. Yeah. Everyone's very slowly tracked. They don't know quite how to approach it. I think DC were the ones who were going to try, and then it kind of blew up in their face. Yeah. So they're trying.
It's like they're definitely going to go into that, and then they
even introduced it in. They spoke about it in Spider-Man.
Well, this is what I'm saying. But then it turns out that Jake Gyllenhaal obviously wasn't from a different multiverse, was he? But like, what is it they call Earth in the Marvel comics? Is Earth 616?
Earth 616. And that's what he calls. Spider-Man's Earth.
Yeah, he says
616. I think that was dipping their toe in. Yeah. Because they introduced it in the trailers and all that, and I think they were kind of saying, right, doesn't matter if people hate it or don't, because it's all a lie anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll see how people take it, because people could have came out and gone, it was good, but I really didn't get all that stuff, and they can go, right, we can just put that aside, or people really like it, we can push on with it.
Cool.
But they're definitely going like that multiverse, more cosmic side.
100%. And so you've got Black Widow is the next one,
which is also going to be like,
of course, and then Falcon Winter Soldier. That's obviously Earthbound, and then you've got the Eternals, which they're based on Earth, aren't they? But obviously, it's all to do with cosmic. So that is the first we're getting real elements of this.
But then you also look at, let's say, like WandaVision, which looks like so weird,
so trippy, man.
Yeah,
we should really get high and watch that. Like,
well, yeah, it looks bizarre.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on, and
not a clue.
But obviously, by now, I guess Marvel's saying if you're either with us or you're not a fan now. If you're not a fan, you're never going to be a fan.
100%.
We've been going 10 odd years.
So I get the impression that Scarlet Witch, Wanda, whatever, she is making all of these different dimensions, right? Or she's making all these different universe, these multiverses, if you will. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and that actually brings me on to this. Have you seen that there were those leaked set photos of Quicksilver on the set?
Oh, was there?
Yeah. Yeah. So they've got Quicksilver on the set. Also, if you watch the trailer as well, there's obviously a multiverse type thing that she's made where she has kids.
Yeah.
Because there's a picture of her and Vision. Both got dummies. So they're obviously in one of these, there's kids going on as well. It's just going to be so fascinating as to what's going on.
They say it leads straight into Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, don't they? They say it's what's leading. So I think, obviously she's making loads of multiverses, and that is kind of where we are going with it.
Wicked. Because she's such a powerful, I was going to say mutant, but you can't call them mutants, can you? Like,
they're, they call them something. Baron von Strucker calls them something. It's like miracles or something.
Miracles, yeah. We haven't really seen her really, truly.
Well, the Russos say she is the most powerful on the Screen Junkies. I think you told me this. They said she's the most powerful one.
Okay, then I thought that then Kevin Feige comes in and says Captain Marvel is the most powerful one.
Yeah, but probably is Captain Marvel.
They keep contradicting themselves, though, don't they? Like,
yeah. Well, the characters are only as powerful as the director wants them to be for the scene.
Of course,
because
apparently the Hulk doesn't do anything anymore.
Yeah, Hulk can't do anything now. But it's all dependent on the scenario. Do they want them to get beaten? Like Captain Marvel, when Thanos headbutted her in Endgame and she didn't even flinch. Like, I thought that was a bit silly. Yeah. I didn't really like that. I thought that was like... Yeah. She shouldn't be that powerful. Yeah. The whole idea of Thanos is he is really powerful. Like, he beat Hulk just on his own, didn't he? Bare hands. And you're saying...
I love that scene.
Yeah, it's a great scene. But, like, do you know what I mean? If they did a scene where Hulk fought Captain Marvel, it would... Obviously, Captain Marvel would probably win, but Hulk would get some shots in. But now, apparently... Yeah, Thanos couldn't get him in on Captain Marvel, so it's all dependent. There's always that. Okay, there's always those problems. But what do you want to see in the future of the MCU? Where do you want it to
go? So if we just go back to, obviously the question is like, obviously the future of the MCU, like what do we expect to see? So we both established that obviously you're going to start introducing a lot of multiverses. It's going to be very cosmic. Yeah, very cosmic. So you've obviously had Thanos as the big bad, who's obviously very cosmic. Who's the next big bad? Where do we go?
Yeah, but. Do you want to see a big bad? Like, do you want to see that thing? Is that what the MCU is going to be?
No, I mean, I want to see a big bad, but I want to see villains in between that, like how we got Loki before we got Thanos.
But do you think they'll go down that route again? Do you think that then it'll be like, oh, well, they're just doing this again? There's always that. Don't worry, in a few years, the big bad is coming.
Well, yeah, essentially so, because that's what happens, isn't it? And that's why the Avengers get together. That is how we make the Avengers 5, isn't it? You need that overlooming threat to get the Avengers back together. If it's just... again, I don't know, Taskmaster on the street, we're not going to get Avengers 5, are we? Like,
I don't think they'll do an Avengers film for a while now. I think they'll let that dust settle.
Do you reckon that if they do a new Avengers film, it'll be Avengers 5 or they'll do Young Avengers? Because they're obviously setting that up as well, aren't they?
Or they do a female Avengers or something like that. I don't know.
I don't want to see a female Avengers.
I don't... Nah.
I don't see any reason why we can't have a mixed here. Like... There are some incredibly great female characters, but it's so much better for the dynamic as well, I feel, to have it all mixed up.
Yeah, I think it is.
You know,
I think it
Black
definitely
Widow complements what, you know, the other characters so well. And if we get Florence Pugh coming in, Black Widow, I don't see having a female-led cast as the way forward. I know we got glimpses of it in that final battle, didn't we? In Endgame, but which was great to see, but it was very on the nose, if you know what I mean. Like,
it's all on the nose stuff, isn't it? Like the whole, at the end of the day, Iron Man 4 and Captain America fought Thanos. They were the only ones who came out of the burning building. Yeah. So
I'd like to see like a so for example, it looks as well like we're going to get a female Thor.
Yeah,
that's another thing. They've said Natalie Portman is probably going to be playing female Thor in.
No, it's already confirmed.
Yeah, it's all confirmed, right? So if we got her, and like Valkyrie together as like a partnership, would love to see a film like that.
Yeah, that'd be a cool film to see.
But not a film with like 8 or 10. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it would just get a bit. You know,
I don't think they'll do that.
No,
I don't think they'll do that. But back to like Big Bad, I guess they will look to go probably something like Galactus.
Yeah.
I even joked. I said they could even do Apocalypse again, couldn't they? If they fancied it, they could try and do that right. It depends. I think a lot of it depends also on how Kevin Feige feels about the characters and if he feels he can do something with them. Because does he like the X-Men? I don't know what his feelings are. Obviously, he really likes certain characters. He's always putting them in, and he can tell good stories with them. I think like a character like Hulk, he doesn't really particularly like the character or knows what to do with him, and he isn't pushing that character hard. But I'd imagine it's Galactus, like a lot of people say.
We obviously spoke about this before we started filming, and I know Galactus is definitely going to happen eventually. Whether it be Phase 5, it's not happening before Phase 5.
No, of course not. No,
and I don't reckon even in before Phase 6. I reckon. I know we already spoke about this. I reckon that we're going to get Kang.
Yeah, you need to explain Kang to me because I'm not. So.
Okay, so we're gonna do this very simply. Okay, so basically, right. So the reason why I think Kang is going to be introduced, right, is because obviously we've had elements already in Endgame. They're using like time travel and all this, these different things which haven't been introduced yet. So time travel is now a thing. In the Loki trailer, they released that skip that sketch of Loki or whatever, right? Yeah. There's this group of people that are interrogating Loki, have him into custody, and they're known as Time Variance Authority. Okay, and basically what they do is they monitor alternate timelines in the multiverse. Kang is obviously a master of time travel, and basically he's a navigator of the multiverse. So obviously, if there is a Time Variance Authority, which is 95% there is, because you've seen it in the Loki trailer, there is a Kang. There is this. He conquers different realities. That's as simple as I can really get. He basically conquers different realities.
Right.
Which then, this is going to get quite nerdy now. He first appears in early Fantastic Four comics, and basically, he went back in time. He was actually from the 31st century. Went back in time to ancient Egypt and became known as a pharaoh, known as King Ramatut. Fantastic Four obviously figure it out, and obviously
it sounds a lot like Apocalypse.
Very similar, but
because he goes back in time, doesn't he? No, he's the first mutant. Sorry, and he's
he's the first mutant. He's got the 4 horsemen and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But then the interesting thing is that we already think that there could be a Kang established because of what happened in Endgame with regards to like time travel and stuff. And then there were these leaked set photos on the Eternals for the Eternals.
Okay, well that'd be the place to introduce them if they were going to do it. Yeah.
And they've already said the film's going to span thousands of years. 7,000-8,000 of years, and how the Eternals have affected human history.
Yeah,
these Eternal set photos show what looks like ancient Egypt in one of the set photos.
Yeah.
So whether Kang is this big presence in the film, there could very much be a pharaoh there as Ramatut, and could very much a hint on the nose going, Kang is here.
I reckon it'd be more like an Easter egg.
I agree.
Unless he's the baddie of the film. Other than that, it'll be an Easter egg.
I agree. And then I think there'll then be another Easter egg in the Loki series, and we're just slowly preparing for Kang to finally come out.
What's his powers then? What's his power set? What's he do?
Mate, he's just a fucking beast, mate.
Yeah, he's beast mode, is he? Let's have a look. What does Kang? What's Kang all about?
He's got like loads of armies as well, which follow him because he's obviously got all this technology from.
Oh, it just sounds like he's just basically just everything. He does everything.
Basically, yeah. He can time travel. Conquers realities. He's got technology from thousands of years in the future. He's got armies that follow him from all different times in history. He's basically just does fucking everything, basically. Yeah.
It's whatever they want him to do.
Whatever they want him to do, he'll do.
Yeah. I don't like... Well, characters like that, I don't like as much, but I guess I don't like him when they're done badly. Say like Apocalypse, because he sounds similar. Obviously, he's not quite, but then like Apocalypse is like, you know, he used powers and then doesn't use them again, and you really write yourself into a corner there, don't you? When you he chopped off all those guys' heads with the sand and never started to use that power again. It's a bad film,
so it's hard.
I do feel bad comparing it to this, but. Yeah, I mean, who knows what way they'll go. I think, as we say, they'll go cosmic's the way they're going.
But you go cosmic, but what about Doctor Strange? Not Doctor Strange, sorry. What about Doctor Doom?
Doctor Doom, yeah.
He has to be introduced.
They've never done him well, have they?
Kevin Feige will do him well.
Yeah. I think Kevin Feige's the guy, but he understands his characters. But he has always said he will never introduce a character simply for the case of introducing a character. He wants a story to tell. So you've got like characters like Abomination and the Leader, who we'll talk a little bit about them, but he says he won't bring them back because there's no story to tell. What's the point?
Yeah.
Doctor Doom is a really good character to introduce, and I reckon first Fantastic Four film they do, Doctor Doom will just be Victor Von Doom,
which is what
and won't be Doctor Doom.
Agreed.
Yeah,
agreed.
And they'll use a different villain, because I'm sure. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'm sure Fantastic Four have other villains.
You know a great villain for the first time Fantastic Four film? Using Namor. Because if they introduced Namor in Black Panther 2...
Well, you noticed that Easter egg.
Yeah, the Easter egg in...
You told me about it straight after, didn't you?
Well, they go on about the earthquake underwater. Like, they've set it up. Like, that was not done as a random thing. Yeah, that has clearly been set up. Like
MCU, most things are done very much on purpose.
Yeah.
Namor would be a good one to add in. They've always talked about doing Namor.
Yeah.
Is he a villain, Namor?
He's like sort of like a...
Misunderstood.
He starts off as a villain to Fantastic Four, and then as time goes on, he sort of becomes a sort of...
But he's basically Aquaman, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, because Aquaman's a hero, but like he's not a liked hero, because he's... Obviously, he didn't care much about humanity, he's more about the fish.
He talks to fish.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be good. I think like Fantastic Four, they won't jump straight into Victor Von Doom. I think
Doombots. I just want to see it, man. It's going to be so sick.
They'll do it properly, but they'll set it up because it's much more interesting to come back.
Of course.
First film, you go, that was really good, but next film, we're getting Doctor Doom.
I don't know the ins and outs of Doom's heritage and stuff like that, but I know there was all this talk that Doctor Doom's mother was a witch. And there's all this talk again of like in the WandaVision series they're doing flashbacks for a multi-scene or whatever where they go back to the Salem witch trials. I wonder if they introduced Doctor Doom's mother in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Just a very subtle... Once again, just planting those seeds.
I think now is the time in these little... Just to hint...
Plant seeds.
That these characters, like X-Men, that's what these characters are coming. They won't come till Phase 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, they can't plan the whole film, but they're also figuring out how to put these stories in place, ready for the next phase. But that's the thing. So when we come to Phase 5, do you want them focusing on Fantastic Four, X-Men? And going on to X-Men, what X-Men do you want to see? Because I'm tired of seeing Wolverine now. Like, I know Wolverine is
I know, I'll take Wolverine again.
But I don't want another Wolverine film.
I want Wolverine done again, but I want him done in a different way. I want him as a really, really short, stocky, like 5 foot.
He's supposed to be like 5'3" too, isn't he?
And just jumping on, you know. Like,
he's basically more animal than man, isn't he, Wolverine?
Yeah.
And you never really get that from Hugh Jackman in these films. But it was a different era. You were never going to do that. People wouldn't have liked it.
They need to do it now, though. They need to change that up, and
Yeah, but then it's hard because then obviously he's gained so many fans from his portrayal of him, and it's a good portrayal. And then will fans want to see someone new, and now suddenly this animal?
If it was up to me, I would leave the mutant stuff for a while, because I think there's much easier and more interesting ways to introduce the Fantastic Four side of things. I don't think the mutant thing is right just yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got Scarlet Witch already, who's obviously a mutant. or whatever.
Or, they can't
Yeah,
do that
but
now.
I would leave that for a little bit because
Yeah.
definitely leave that for a little bit. Introduce the Fantastic Four stuff. Introduce the whole multiverse and the cosmic side of things. I think X-Men can wait.
I'll tell you what X-Men film I would like to see.
Go on.
Multiple Man.
I've never even heard of Multiple Man.
Multiple Man was in X-Men The Last Stand. It's a very small role. But Multiple Man is interesting in that he can make unlimited copies of himself. He can then send that copy off to learn a new skill.
Yeah.
Then he can call the copy back and then he gets his new skill. So he can make a copy, say, go learn karate, come back. Once you learn all your karate, like once you're a black belt, I'm then going to call you back, comes back, now he's a black belt in karate.
Yeah.
And then what happens is Multiple Man has so many multiples of themselves, these other multiples carve out lives for themselves and then can't remember who's the copy and who isn't. And then they start families and stuff like this, and he's got like all these other clones of him who are just kind of living their lives and then getting called back.
That would be cool.
And then not getting a sense of who they are. It's
Yeah.
a bit more of a heavier themed story, but he's an interesting character, and I find that interesting. Like he sends one off and he's just like, do bank robberies, bring me money.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting character, and at least it's different from Hugh Jackman's Wolverine.
You know what I think. The problem is with that sounds like a really cool idea, but I struggle to see how that kicks off an X-Men franchise or a mutant franchise.
There was always talk in Fox they were going to do it. James Franco was going to be Multiple Man.
Yeah.
It never come around. But all I want is something different from Wolverine. Like Kitty Pryde, she's a fantastic character in the comic. She's the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah.
But her and Cyclops are kind of the leaders. But you never get that sense. It's all the Wolverine show, and I hope they come away from that and they focus on Cyclops, Jean Grey. Maybe they'll do Phoenix Saga.
Love to see it. Ain't happening
For a third time.
Nah.
But they do it. But if they want to do like as you say, like a big bad and a big overarching story, Phoenix Saga's the one.
It's too early.
Yeah, they won't do it. I'm not saying they'll do it like Phase 4, but maybe in.
Mate, I'd love to see it. It's one of the great runs, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you want to see all that great stuff done, but you just
But like everyone always says, the Phoenix Saga shouldn't be a story. It's like a trilogy.
yeah.
Basically, because it was a years and years long comic book run. It weren't just like 5-issue run.
The animated X-Men show where they do that as well is brilliant. I'd recommend you watching that as well. It's great.
I've not
Yeah,
seen that. That
really
is
good.
really good. I think, like we say, I think when they do introduce characters, they don't go all out to their big stuff. They make you understand who the character is, and that's kind of always been the MCU's mantra to live by.
Yeah.
First one's small scale, and then you slowly build it. You set seeds, you put little stuff in.
Yeah.
Things are coming, and I think they won't. The first X-Men film's not going to be like Phoenix Saga starting.
It is if you're the DCU. DCU.
Exactly. Yeah, the whole thing's kicking off.
Yeah.
Flashpoints happening, everything.
Yeah. Film 1, Flashpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think like something like the MCU, they'll introduce. It's more powerful a story if you introduce a Jean Grey who you like for a few
Of course.
films, and then you do a Phoenix Saga. So, but that's a story they can go to. In respect to like the big bad stuff, it's just kind of the same thing, isn't it? I don't know what they can do.
I'm telling you, Kang is the big bad.
Yeah, I think
For a
you're right.
fact. You look at all the things happening, because you say Galactus, but we can't introduce Galactus yet because we don't have the Fantastic Four. We don't have the Silver Surfer. There's so many elements that need to happen before you introduce a Galactus.
Well, here's the thing. What's the post-credits going to be of these films?
Of what films?
The new slate, Phase 4 films. They are obviously going to
Well,
reveal something, surely.
heard a rumour.
Heard a rumour? Yeah?
By Bob down the pub.
Yeah.
Told me this last week.
Yeah.
I heard this rumour online. Well, I've read this rumour online, and it's about how apparently they have plans for. I don't even know if I want to say this because it's going into serious. If it's true, it goes into serious spoiler territory for Black Widow.
No, go on, just say it. Who cares?
Apparently Taskmaster. It turns out that Taskmaster is actually. Are you sure? I should say this because I don't want it to. If we have any listeners, I don't want them to get pissed off if I.
Well,
All right, fine. You listen with caution. If you don't want to listen to a spoiler, skip forward by 2 minutes.
No, don't do that. Just stay.
So basically, Taskmaster obviously turns out, this is standard. This happens with every fucking Marvel film, that he was an ex-SHIELD officer gone rogue.
Probably got pissed off by Tony Stark, something like that. Probably
More than likely.
Yeah.
Like everyone else.
He is going to be in it as well, isn't he?
Tony Stark. Been very heavily
right
rumored.
now I'm starting to believe every word you're saying. Go on then, yeah. So he's an ex-SHIELD. He's pissed off, and
that's actually got nothing to do with it. That
is
is
it
just,
Phil Coulson?
That is just the Taskmaster.
It's Phil Coulson, isn't it?
It's not Phil Coulson. He's not Taskmaster.
Right.
But anyway, apparently at the end of the film, he heads back to his boss, and he's actually been hired by. Oh god, his name has just completely left me.
Oh, this is a good spoiler, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What's his name? The
know.
general.
The general.
The general.
Oh, General Ross.
General Ross has hired Taskmaster. General Ross, apparently, this is another rumour that I've heard for the next.
He's going to be Red Hulk.
Red Hulk, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard this.
And this is all, yeah.
Yeah, I heard a rumour they're going to do Red Hulk,
yeah,
which would be cool to see. They're going to do the leader, who was obviously introduced all the way back in 2008.
I like that film. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, it's completely fine. It's completely fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's just a good time. And they're going to do Abomination. Going to bring him back.
We're going to bring him back.
That's the rumor that they will bring Abomination back. That kind of brings you on to my next point. What about like characters that have already been established, been around for pretty much the whole time? Say characters like Hulk, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Where are they going to go with these characters now?
Hawkeye's done after the Hawkeye series.
Yeah.
Because he's training Kate Bishop, right? Not Kate Bishop. What's her name? Completely forgotten her name.
It's Kate Bishop, isn't it?
Kate Bishop, yeah.
Yeah, it's Kate Bishop.
Because that's apparently what the whole premise of the Hawkeye show is.
Yeah, hand the mantle down. But because what I mean is like obviously a fair few characters did survive. What's happening to them? Because Hulk, is there anything you can tell with Hulk now? And is Mark Ruffalo going to come back to go, yeah, well, we just need you kind of like in the background working along. You just say your 3 lines because, this, like obviously in a comic book, you read it and like one page, like 3 pages will be Superman. You know, when I read my Aquaman comic, out of that 5 issues, 3 pages were Superman. But you couldn't do an Aquaman film and do 3 lines of Superman. He just turns up. And you can't do that with the Hulk.
Well, they did it in Ragnarok with Doctor Strange, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's different because obviously he's coming back and it's setting him up.
Yeah, but obviously, if they introduce Red Hulk, Ruffalo has to come back.
Oh, cool.
And also, they've announced they're doing a She-Hulk series, haven't they? Mm. Ruffalo has to be in a She-Hulk series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know.
Has to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But what are they going to do with these characters that are just sitting there, kind of?
All right. So who have we got? Obviously, Tony's done. Cap's done.
Yeah.
Then
you got Thor. Obviously, he's getting another film.
Yeah, I reckon he'll get this film, and then I don't know. It's a tough one, isn't it?
But he's handing it over to Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
But then
is Natalie Portman really going to be into this? In for the ride? She seems like a one film kind of. She's not going to want to do a trilogy of films after this.
It's a big commitment because you sign up, you got to be there for like 8 years, 5 films or whatever they sign you up to. You lose your life basically. You're on call ready, so it's a big commitment for these actors to take. I'm sure the paycheck softens the blow.
I'm sure it does. I reckon the plan will be with the Earthbound stuff. Eventually fade out the older lot. I mean, get in the new Avengers, the Young Avengers or whatever. Yeah. And then stick more to the whole like we were speaking about originally. Keep more of that cosmic side of things.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think a whole load will be Earth based now. But yeah, who is left? So you got Hulk. I mean, what's there to tell Hulk?
No, there's nothing. They've completely taken him away from his comic arc anyway, haven't they? With regards to it's Betty, isn't it?
Betty Ross.
Betty Ross. That's not even a thing anymore. The relationship between him and Scarlett Johansson, that was never expanded on. It seems as though he's very much a side character.
It was such a crap story, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But got Ant-Man.
Well, that's going to get passed on to his daughter, isn't it?
They're saying he's going to get another film. He's going to get one more.
That's another thing, though, isn't it? They were saying about the Ant-Man thing in the Ant-Man and the Wasp when he goes into the
Quantum Realm.
The Quantum Realm, you see that city. Yeah, that city in the Quantum Realm. And they're saying that the quantum realm is the way they're going to be able to bring the Fantastic Four into it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. They're saying that whole city, the Fantastic Four might... I can't remember the ins and outs of this theory. I read it. It's really interesting. But that's obviously how you're going to bring the Fantastic Four into it. That's their negative zone, isn't it? Like,
wait, negative zone is where they get their powers.
Sorry, not the negative zone.
Or is it? I don't know. Or am I wrong? There's two origins of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
There's the weird 60s, like...
Cosmic rays.
Yeah, cosmic rays, really like...
You're right, it is the
trip. And then there's the other one...
The negative zone.
Yeah, the main bit darker, negative zone. Pretty sure it's the negative zone.
Yeah, no, you're right, it is the negative zone. But look, I'm getting off topic here. We're not going to have Fantastic Four anymore. Ant-Man's going to pass the baton on to his daughter.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Probably, yes.
Hawkeye...
Daughter.
Obviously, Kate Bishop. Something we haven't spoken about was that boy in Iron Man 3.
Oh, they're not Ty Simpkins. They're not bringing him back.
You want to bet? I reckon very much so he's coming back. He was at the funeral. He was at Tony Stark's funeral.
He's standing on his own though.
Mate,
he was standing on his own. No one was around him.
No. I reckon they have plans for that kid.
I think they did, and I think he didn't turn into a great actor. He didn't do much. Then you say that, but they've already got an Iron Man. They've made Spider-Man the new Iron Man now, haven't they?
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, what's going to happen with Spider-Man? We haven't even discussed the whole Sony side of this.
He's got one film and one more team-up film. That's all they're allowing for now. But money talks at the end of the day.
I'm sure they'll be able to come up with another...
When they stop making money, Marvel will stop bidding on getting the character back.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing was a bit farcical, to be honest. I think they all kind of knew what they were doing, drumming up that interest. But yeah, they say he's getting one more film, one more team-up film. Obviously, there's no Avengers film.
Well, that's the whole thing, though, isn't it? Because everyone would want to see Spider-Man as the leader of the Young Avengers.
Yeah, true.
Because he's going to take that Tony Stark mantle, isn't it? It's pretty evident that's where they're going with him. Like.
Yeah, which I don't like.
I'm not. I don't agree with it either, but it's pretty obvious that's where they're going, isn't it?
Yeah, it is frustrating to see that. And his suit is... But the charm of Spider-Man as well is he made his own suit.
Yeah. Well,
and that whole charm's gone.
I really love the Spider-Man movies, but I do feel that a lot of things that made Spider-Man such a... even relatable character in a way has sort of been taken away by the fact that you've got this billionaire just looming over him, like giving him everything. It takes away that, you know...
And his villains each time have had a direct conflict with Tony Stark, haven't they?
Yeah, that's frustrating.
It's so... Yeah.
Although it's work, I feel like it still works though.
They're good. They are both good films. They just... They do have problems.
I want to see my Goblin back.
Yeah, that's
where is Harry Osborn?
Yeah.
Where's Norman Osborn? Where's Oscorp? What's happened to Avengers Tower? What's that becoming? Is that becoming the Baxter Building? Is that becoming Oscorp? What's going on with that? That's got to be something else, surely, because every whenever you're in New York, it's very evident that something is going to be put in that place. What is it going to be?
I agree. They'll do this phase, do some post credits, hint stuff, throw some Easter eggs, and then I think phase 5 is where. But you think, like, also we're not really speaking about Blade. They're going to introduce vampires. Vampires are going to be a thing now.
Got a lot of stuff to do, haven't they? I'm assuming that the whole multiverse of madness thing is going to lead into Blade. It's got to.
It's a different multiverse. It's a different universe.
Yeah, but as in like all of these different, creatures and stuff. Like this horror element that is going to be introduced in Doctor Strange 2 is going to have repercussions on the rest of the Marvel universe. Having said that, as well, have you heard also the rumors about Multiverse of Madness? Apparently, it's going to introduce Captain Britain and also possibly introduce Ghost Rider.
I thought Ghost Rider has been introduced.
Yeah, but as in like they're going to do a new version, not in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Completely different version.
I think they're going to wipe the slate clean
with Ghost Rider.
Yeah. All the TV stuff.
Yeah, apparently, there's got no... Yeah, it's not going to be...
They say, essentially, you need to look at the cinematic universe and the TV universe as separate entities.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your first... You said Ghost Rider and
Captain Britain, yeah.
Well, that also... Yeah, that leads into the What If series they're doing, which I can't wait for.
Yeah,
it's going to
cool.
be that animated series.
Yeah.
She's going to... what was his... Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
she's going to get the shield in that. She's going to be a Captain
Yeah.
Britain in that. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, but obviously it has no like direct conflict with actually what's going on. It's just a what if. Like, what if Thanos won? What if?
I really, really hope. I don't know why I'm hoping, because he has to. He's our Lord and Savior, Kevin Feige. Like, I really hope he's got everything penned out, because it looks as though things.
Of course he has.
Of course, but it looks as though things are gonna get really convoluted and confusing now. Like,
yeah, but obviously, like we said at the start, you're either in or you're out at this point.
yeah,
Which is one of the big things I love about Infinity War and Endgame, because like Avengers: Age of Ultron kind of calls back, and you can kind of watch Avengers and Avengers: Age of Ultron without having watching the other films.
yeah,
But Infinity War and Endgame are like, nah, like you've either kept up or you haven't by now.
yeah.
That's not on us. There's been 20 films.
Yeah.
Like, just crack on. So I think, yeah, they know what they're doing. I think obviously they need to keep fresh. They can't just keep doing what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Because like eventually you are going to get bored. I know they're doing well, but eventually people will burn out. And it's like, keep it fresh, keep it something new, and it's going to. I think we come to that agreement. It's like it's going to be cosmic.
Yeah.
They're going to do X-Men, Fantastic Four, and just kind of build off there. Whether they do a big bad,
I'm telling you,
yeah,
Kang is coming, mate.
Kang is coming. Yeah, I think they will go that route. It's just it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If people are like, oh, so it's just like Thanos Part 2 kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this big bad is coming, and then we will do a big two-part film where he's about. It's like, well, we did get that, and how do you keep that fresh? But who knows? They got. I think a big thing for them is obviously they've kept.
If they said today that tomorrow Avengers 5 is coming out and it's got a big bad and it's Kang the Conqueror or whatever, blah blah blah. I don't give a shit if Avengers Endgame came out last year. That film is making $1 billion.
Oh yeah,
easily.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting. Joe, who I'd like them to go back on is Ultron. No, because he is a very good, interesting character, and I think James Spader played him really well.
Yeah, he is. That film was all over the place.
That film was all over the place, but he's a good character they could introduce. Oh, I just wonder how many.
Got no strings.
Yeah,
to
that's a
hold
great
me
scene.
down.
Yeah,
Ain't no strings on
He's a-
me.
he's a bit too
Jesus.
jokey, like in other parts.
That first trailer was so good though, when they had the whole Pinocchio song going on.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
a great trailer, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah, but it didn't
yeah.
reflect what the film actually was. I thought
No.
it was going to be a lot darker and whatever. But yeah, I wonder how much. I guess they'll just keep pushing forward. They'll forget about that. They're very MCU always quick. If something doesn't work,
Yeah.
they bin it. They
Ultron's
go,
done.
that we move on, kind of thing. Other than that, yeah, they're going to release like cosmic stuff like Adam Warlock. He'll come into it at some point.
They will eventually, but I mean, when? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe if they do a Nova film, I don't know. Like, is that the time to introduce Adam Warlock?
Yeah, that'd be good. Or
Yeah.
a Guardians 3.
Yeah, could possibly happen.
But other than that, yeah, it's just going to be cosmic stuff. Probably will do a big bad, and I wonder if they'll do a big saga film. I guess Avengers are nice for the moment, because I think at the moment, if you then release an Avengers film at the end of Phase 5, which you would say is probably another 5 years away, end of Phase 5,
looking like 2025.
Yeah. But that'll be massive. People will be crying out. That'll be huge. And now
We'll be 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be 32, nearly. But they will, and I'm sure this show will still be going by that point.
Of course, yeah.
They I think now they're saying, right, reset, establish new characters, because interestingly, there's no Captain Marvel 2, no Black Panther 2, no Ant-Man 3 coming out in this Phase 4.
Yeah, but it's all going to come out in Phase 5.
There's only one sequel. If you think about it, if you don't count Black Widow, there's only one actual direct
What,
sequel.
4?
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man 2. Oh, and
Yeah.
Doctor Strange 3. Most of them are sequels. Yeah, well, the major characters like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, 2 films that made $1 billion, they're not getting sequels yet, which is interesting. But other than that, I guess we'll see. Let's move on anyway.
That was cool. That was interesting.
That was
Quite
interesting.
a nice little chat. That
That
I
was
like
a
that.
lovely little chat, wasn't
I
it?
just want to see Kang.
Yeah, we were.
Man like Ramata.
We got to the bottom of that, didn't we? Right. What's this segment called? I forgot again. It's,
What have we watched or read?
was it like what have we caught up on? Something like that. What I need to do is look what I said in the first episode.
Yeah, every week we say we need to do this, and we never do it.
Yeah. But we also need a little theme song that spits it up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, have you read or watched or even played a video game this week? What have you done?
I finished the show I was watching on Netflix, Ju-On, or Ju-On Origins, the Grudge spin-off thing. Yeah, it was very, very not average.
Right.
Very dark shit happened. It got disturbing, but all in all, I wouldn't say I recommend it. Yesterday I started, so I finished Ju-On, and then literally as soon as I finished Ju-On, I started Dark Season 2, because they just put Dark Season 3 on Netflix, haven't they? Have you seen the first season of Dark? It's really good, man. You should watch it. German, though.
Oh, yeah.
German show.
I've not got time to read subtitles.
No, mate. You should. Well, you can watch it dubbed, but it's just so distracting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
don't like dubbed.
It's a good show, though. You should give it a go.
Okay.
Give it a go.
Fair enough. I read Joker 80th anniversary comic. It's a 100-page story. It's all short stories. It's like 8 short stories just about the Joker going through the years. It's just basically got a load of different writers, and they just did loads of their own little story and different artists in it. Kind of from like the 60s, 70s to modern day, kind of how he looks, all different stuff. It was decent, actually. There's a few stories that aren't great in it, but there's some really good ones. There's a good one where the Joker kills the Batman. He's killed him, and then obviously all of Gotham is in mourning, and he's there watching them as they talk about Batman, like obviously Commissioner Gordon, and he kind of has a sense of who he is. He realises that perhaps he doesn't need to kill Batman, and now he doesn't really have a purpose. Yeah, which is interesting. There's all different ones. There's one where he meets a little boy. It's his birthday, and no one showed up to his party. So he said, "I'll go round up people," and he starts threatening people with a gun, saying, give this kid all your stuff. Turn up to his party. Cool. Yeah, and then it turns out actually his dad works for the Joker, and that was why he was there to begin with. The kid thought he was a clown. The dad got him for his birthday. Cool. It's quite Joker-esque that he would just fuck around like that. But it was a cool comic. They did another one like 80th birthday comics where Robin did loads of short stories. I don't think it's quite as interesting. Robin's not as interesting as a character, especially as you've got like 5 iterations of the character. Yeah. So they went through a load of different iterations. But Joker is like, there's so much you can do with him.
I love how you refer to Batman as the Batman. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
He is the Batman,
just
isn't it?
Adds that mysterious element to the character, doesn't it? Do you remember you used to do that show on, is it Cartoon Network? The Batman.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I remember that, yeah.
It's just brought back memories, big time.
It's a good comment. Bear in mind we recorded on Monday, so we haven't had one Friday.
I'll tell you what though, I mean I've seen it a million times. It's one of my favourite films. It's in my top 5 films of all time. I rewatched on Wednesday night, or was it Tuesday night? I can't remember. Rewatched The Lost Boys, because obviously what's the Joel Schumacher?
He died, yeah.
Died. So I thought, do you know what? I'm not watching Batman and Robin, so I'll be watching the Lost Boys. I fucking love The Lost Boys so much. Oh, okay. It's one of my favourite films of all time.
It's good.
Such a good movie. Easily one of my favourite films of all time. It's just like, it's got those horror elements. It's so rock and roll. The music, the soundtrack is fucking amazing. It's got those like Goonie elements to it, like, that 80s type vibe to it. Like, do you know what the premise of Lost Boys is?
Kinda, yeah.
So like these two kids, they move to Santa Barbara. I can't even remember Santa Barbara or whatever. Moved to Santa Barbara with their mum. And basically, the place is full of vampires, and the older brother starts like acting really, really weird. I'm not going to ruin the film, just say the premise. Like, the older brother starts acting really, really weird, and then the younger brother starts to suspect that his older brother has become a vampire.
Oh, okay.
It's such a good movie. Yeah, like honestly, I love it. I love it. You need to watch it. Anyone that hasn't watched that, watch The Lost Boys.
Would you watch it on?
I've got Blu-ray, so you can borrow it if you want.
You always say it every week. Every week's a new Blu-ray I can borrow. I haven't yet. I played a little bit of The Witcher 3. I still haven't completed it. I really need to get around to it. But Witcher 3, you played The Witcher 3?
Nah, I never played Witcher 3. No.
It's interesting. I started watching the TV series, couldn't get into it. I'm guessing you didn't watch the TV series.
No.
It's like Game of Thrones, but longer.
Heard so many mixed things in it. Some people said it was good, some people said it was awful. Like, there's so many mixed things in it.
It wasn't my cup of tea.
No.
But I played, the game was good. The game is good. You travel around. The mechanics of it are pretty decent. The story's all right. but I'm not great on story games. I prefer playing like online, playing Call of Duty and.
Honestly, I'm the opposite, man. I love playing story games.
Yeah,
I love it.
Oh, well, mate, who recommended it to me. He loves playing story games, but it's, yeah, it's all right. I do need to just sit down. You can't. It's not a game. I'm assuming because I obviously play Assassin's Creed. I'm assuming it's not one of those games you can just sit down and play 20 minutes. No. You've got to have a few hours and sit down. I never have a few hours. I don't have like 2.5 hours to sit down and play a game.
Yeah.
I play until I do the mission.
Yeah.
And then I turn it off, and then I think I'm not
fucking wasted, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything out of this because I've done my mission. I forget where I'm at when I come back to it in a few days when I should just do a big chunk. Yeah. Anything else you read? Oh, we haven't really time to watch or anything. Yeah.
We literally recorded 3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. All right. Well, we'll finish up there. You can always find us on YouTube. We do upload the full episodes on there. I have a YouTube channel called Jasper Reviews, and same as the Twitter. And we have a Twitter called What's the Topic _pod. Or what's the topic? Search what's the topic.
Search what's the topic. You'll find it.
You'll find it somewhere. There's not many followers.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll find it though.
Yeah, and then also you can find Luke at Luke Fiarca.
Just Luke Fiarca on Twitter.
There we go. But that's everything. So
sweet.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys.